I'm going to do a little bit of physical activity showing you how to deal with fear. And these are called the fear melters. And there are 4 types of fears. There's fight, flee, faint, and freeze. And so I'm going to show you for each of these how to move in your body to get that fear that's inside of you, right? It's very internal. It may be in your head, in your heart, in your belly, in your legs, somewhere in your body. And these fear melters are ways of moving to work through those fears. So for fight, that's when you fight, right? You get angry, you oppose, you object, you argue. The opposite would be the fear melter movement that you would do is something called ooze. And that's where you just let your body ooze. Kind of think of being like liquidy or like jello or molasses, and you can just let your whole body just ooze. Now, I know I look silly doing this. I know. And you're gonna look silly doing it. You can do it all by yourself in a quiet room. You don't have to worry about what anybody thinks about you. So anytime that you feel that fight reaction to fear, you can ooze. Another common reaction to fear is to flee, right? To run away. So, and you may have your signature ways of dealing with fear. For me, I flee first, and then if you really push me, I fight. That's sort of my signature way of reacting. So if you feel like you are fleeing, you can do the sumo. And that's where you get right down, your heels and your feet firmly planted in the earth, and you're ready. You're not fleeing. You're acting like a sumo. I also like, this is one I made up, or my husband helped me make up, is the Superwoman. So I get my hands on my hips, like I'm here, I'm Superwoman. So rather than fleeing, you're staying. Another common reaction to fear is to freeze. I don't know what to do, frozen. So when you have that freeze reaction, you can wiggle. You can wiggle, 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 wiggle. You can wiggle your hands, wiggle your toes, wiggle your legs, wiggle your face. Again, I know this looks silly, but I don't care because it feels good. And another reaction to fear could be to faint, where you just you get confused and dazed and you just don't know what to do. And the reaction, the fear melter for faint is love scoops. And that's where, you're in a pool of love and you're just scooping up that love. You're pouring it and showering it over yourself. So you can do the yes breath and presencing, and when you presence, you may find that you are coming up with some fears, and then while you're doing the yes breath or afterwards, you can do some fear melters. Again, 2 minutes. So now we're talking about 30 seconds to a minute of presencing, 2 minutes of yes breath, 2 minutes of fear melters. That's 5 minutes of your day. 5 minutes of your day to change your life. You could do it in the morning, you could do it in the evening, you could do it twice a day, you could do it at any point in time. I actually was on a call yesterday and I was speaking about something very challenging, and there were about 25 people on the call who I felt a little intimidated by, but I did it, and then afterwards I could feel the adrenaline was just pumping through me. Well, I went into the next room, I did some yes breaths, I did a bunch of fear melters. I like to do all of them. and I really worked through that feeling and calmed my nervous system down, and that felt great. So again, you can do all 4 of them. You can ooze a little, you can wiggle, you can do your sumo, and you can do your love scoops. I like to do all 4. But if you feel like you tend to fight a lot, then you may want to do more of the oozing. And as you're doing it, totally try to relax your body and just let your body move in funny ways that you never have. The human body is capable of over 3,000 types of movements, and the average person only does 300. So use this as an opportunity to move your body in funny, silly ways. If no one's watching you, you don't have to make a video doing it like I am right now. If no one's watching you, who cares what you're doing? And you'll feel invigorated, energized, and you may move through some of those fears and those emotions. You may cry. If you do, that's okay. Just keep doing those fear melters. Anytime you're stuck, you're not sure what to do, you have a creative block, do your fear melters. Ask yourself a question and then do your fear melters, and sometimes the answer will come out. So those are the fear melters that you can incorporate into your daily practice.